We are going to take you to Malta this morning. It's a group of islands in the heart of the Mediterranean, just below Sicily. The three main islands, actually, Malta, Gozo, and Comino. But the expert is here on my right, Leslie Cater, our travel lady, to tell us more.
Hi, Bruce.
Good morning.
Hi.
Why would we want to go to Malta?
Well, why did I want to go to Malta to start off with? I picked out a cruise that stopped there specifically because I had been there. My father was stationed there in the Royal Navy. My sister was born there. So it was really a trip back down memory lane, a memory that I didn't really remember very much about.
I think that's a tremendous story, and I'll just add to it,
Yes.
having some knowledge of Malta. I believe the Royal Air Force stationed there during the Second World War, and it was a key area, and many Canadian fighters were over there too.
Yes.
So all that said, there's some tremendous history there. Obviously, a great place to vacation as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, Malta, as you can see from the map here, is so strategically important, and not just in the Second World War, but certainly in all of the wars that have taken place in this area. During the Crusades, the Knights Templar have a rich history in the area. Malta, as you can see coming into the harbour here, is very built up. Because it is quite a small island, so just about anywhere you go, you experience history. This is my sister and I walking through the walled city of Medina, and this has been preserved now. There are still a few people who live there, but they really look after it.
You're looking very studious here.
Well, we were researching now what we wanted to see in Malta. This was on the ship because, as I said, we had a history of being there, and this was our saviour when we got to Malta.
This guy?
Chris Pope. He's a taxi driver there, and when the taxi concierge called him over, he says, now don't be put off by him. He's covered in tattoos and he hasn't got very many teeth. And I thought, oh gee. He was amazing, and we had old photos that had been taken in Malta of places where we had lived, and he took this on as a detective hunt.
I want to call that picture up again, Mark, in the control room if we could, and there's a reason for it if we can get it again, because you got a unique story involving this guy.
Yeah, absolutely. After I'd come back, I thought, well, let me write up about this because it was quite amusing. I mean, really, he walked down streets and knocked on doors and called people out. Do you know these people who are holding this baby that was me? And they said, no, maybe it's my aunt, maybe it's my aunt's cousin.
Yeah.
Call Granny out. She's 92. She knows everybody. So we had 20 people standing around us, and I thought this was quite funny. So when I got back, I wrote my blog, as I always do,
right,
a couple of times a week. And just recently I've had a whole flurry of comments from people. The first one saying, you know, Chris is king, something about Dubiena. Dubiena, I looked that up, Googled it,
yeah,
and it seems that it's Maltese for fly. And I thought, no, I must be reading that wrong. And I commented back, and then somebody else piped up, no, that's his nickname in Malta.
So he's a bit of a local celebrity, clearly.
Well, yes, and now I've had an email from his daughter-in-law in England, and she says, you know, Chris is like a local hero now. You've made his day.
It's interesting, isn't it? The world is so global now. You just put one little blog out there. So this trip that you're sending us on, or that you're enticing people to go on, what does it entail specifically?
This includes flights from Calgary, so you're going to be flying into London and then flying from London into Malta. We've got 11 nights here. Everything included, a 5-star hotel, Le Méridien, which is in St. Julian's, is a very nice part of Malta. Great access to beaches. You know, it's just a fabulous place to go. It doesn't matter if you like snorkeling, diving, beaches, hiking, history. It's got everything there. Everybody speaks English.
Temperatures, late September, early October?
It'll be good then.
Yeah.
It was very hot when we were there, and that was in middle of June.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground on this trip this morning. So much Canadian history to appreciate.
Yes,
and,
absolutely.
As you say, so many reasons to visit. There's the price tag, $28.99. Les, is always good to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks, Bruce.